Hi YouTubers, welcome again to my channel Tech World. Today I'm going to be making one of the delicious recipe from Guyana. This is roti, and this is the Caribbean style roti I'm making. So I know this is something that it's a little bit daunting because I'm gonna get my hands dirty with the flour and the mixing of the dough. I try not to do this quite often, but you know, sometimes you have the urge that the craving for roti, and today I have the craving for roti, so I'm gonna participate in making this roti with the recipe I have. I hope you guys try this out. I know there's different variations of roti in the world. Basically, I know whenever you go to when you meet someone from India or from the broader globe, they will have a different variation of roti and different name, chapati or paratha or naan, different ways of calling it. But we in the Caribbean, we make it something called al roti, and basically it's a mixture of flour, all-purpose flour, and then some dry flour, warm water, and then baking powder, and a pinch of salt is something I like to add. So that's really all we're gonna need to make this roti. And roti you can eat with curry, you can eat it with stew, you can eat it really with any sort of vegetables or protein. It is something that's a substitute for rice, basically. So I know back home in Escuba, it's usually, our diet is usually bread in the morning, or tennis roll in the morning, and then lunch we'll have rice, and then in the afternoon for dinner we'll have roti. So I wouldn't say that's very healthy, but that's how we grew up, really eating our basic diet. But you know, we live in a different world now, different century, different times, and now we gotta be more health conscious. So roti is very high in carbs, so if you guys are looking to diet um, or trying to watch your weight, I recommend not eating this every day, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. That should be okay. But if you eat this every day, you're gonna definitely get a big tummy, so watch out. But please guys, check out this video. It's really simple, easy, anyone can do this, and it's a different alternative to rice. So please share this with your family, friends, and I hope you guys enjoy. So I'm gonna do a lot of the mixing with my hands. First off, you want to start by really washing your hands. Give your hands a good 25 seconds wash and scrub, and then dry it off. And you really need a little bit of dry hands because you're gonna use your hands really to create this dough mixture, sort of like pizza. And you want to have clean hands, obviously, it goes without saying. In terms of what I'm making today, I'm gonna really show in this video the roti, but I'm also doing cabbage. So I cut up the cabbage really small. I'm gonna do cabbage with potatoes and a little bit of chicken inside. And then our lunch slash dinner today is gonna be cabbage and roti. Something different, bringing back some of the local foods into our diet right now. We've been eating a lot of the American food, and now we're gonna try some of our local food. So here's what we're gonna do. So I already washed my hands, already prepare everything out here. So I'm gonna throw my mixture into the flour, the all-purpose flour, and I'm using 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and I'll have the description down below. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start by just adding, and there's different ways of doing this here. I'm gonna add half a teaspoon of baking powder. Don't want to add too much because it's gonna make it make the roti a little stiff. You want roti to be soft, and want it to be soft and really you know, not too stiff. And then after adding a half a teaspoon of baking powder, I'm gonna add about 2 or 3 spoon here of oil, and that's 3 spoons. Let's add another one, so that's 4 spoons of oil. And then I'm gonna add a pinch of salt. You know, so some people don't do that, some people do it. I've always been adding salt to it, but I don't make it as often as most people do, so I'm not a expert at it. I make it maybe once every month, but it always comes out the way I like it. So basically, once you add all that stuff, you're gonna mix it in. You're mixing in the baking powder with the oil and the salt into the flour here. And as you give that a good mix, you're gonna spread out all that basic ingredients in the flour. Next, what we're gonna do, we're gonna add the water, and we're gonna add the water really slowly. We're not gonna add the whole cup there of water. We're gonna add a little bit and then mix the dough, because we want the baking powder to really get into all the elements of the flour here. So it's also really recommended to use one of these aluminum container or bowl to mix this, because this will make it easy to wash and clean afterwards. So I've learned my lesson before. I used to use these plastic bowl, and it used to be a pain to have to clean it and wash it. So this aluminum is really nice because the flour bounces off really easy when you're washing the dishes. Alright, so that's been mixed up a little bit there. I'm gonna create like a little bit of a hole in the middle of the flour here, because I'm gonna add the water in the middle, and then I'll constantly mix. Add a little bit of water like so, and then we're gonna just mix the water in with the flour little by little. As you're mixing, you're kind of squeezing to form the shape of the dough. Some people like to knead like this here, and that's, you know, whatever works for you guys. If you're new to this here, maybe just squeezing it might work. The kneading is going to be a little bit messy if you try doing that. I like to just put the flour in and kind of squeeze it in as I mix everything. Alright, so that's about it. We're gonna add some more water. And if the video is too long, you guys can skip ahead to the part where the dough is made. So that way you don't have to watch me just keep mixing this dough. It's gonna take a few minutes to get the dough to form, so you guys can skip ahead. So my friends, after mixing the dough there for about 10 minutes, you'll get this nice long soft dough, and this is basically your final product from like the kneading or the mixing of the dough. This is what you want it, a nice soft dough. And then what we're gonna do next is we're gonna cut small pieces from the dough, and this depends on the size of roti you want to make. So you just average basically. You try to make it fit to your palm here. Cut small pieces from the dough, and you're gonna seal all the cracks in it. I'm doing this with one hand, but basically you need two hands, and just form a circular shape. You don't want to add too much flour. I see some people usually dip it in flour and make that shape. At this point, I typically don't do that. I just kind of seal all the cracks. You want it to be smooth and sealed. And then what you're gonna do, you're gonna put the oil in the middle, roll it, and then put the oil. I know there's a lot of controversies out there about having round roti and how important that is. It's not really that important. It's just aesthetically, it's nice to have a round roti, but I don't want people to get too caught up on the necessity of a round roti. It's not that important at the end of the day. So you want small doughs like this here. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna make these doughs, put it on the board here, and then afterwards I'm gonna roll it, I'm gonna oil it, and let it sit. So I'll keep the video on for a few more minutes, but I'll definitely need two hands for the rolling. So we'll see how we're gonna set that up. Alright, so same thing, you're really using the palm of your hands to create the round edges, because you're gonna be rolling the round edges out. And when you see cracks like this, you wanna just try to seal it up when you're rolling in your pan. I know one thing that I see a lot of families do is when they make the roti, they kind of just let it sit there for like about an hour. I wouldn't totally recommend that technique, because what happens is sometimes it it oxidizes in the air based on um, the um, the ingredients inside mixing with oxygen here, something it gets hard, and then you'll have those lumps inside your roti. So I try to just roll it out right away and not let it sit too long. All right, so I'm gonna keep doing this here. I'm gonna spread it on the board here, and then I'm gonna roll it out, and then we're going to start frying the roti basically. just kind of spread the oil all over the roti. Gonna watch it and make sure it doesn't burn on that side. Boom. Gonna add oil on the other side. Just do it a couple times. There's a reason why it's called oil roti. Yeah, it uses a lot of oil, and that's the kind of the secret ingredient for the roti. It's really oil and flour. So I'm gonna watch it there. I don't want it too brown. So you can flip it a couple times. You guys can see it's already almost done there. So depends on how cooked you want it. If you want it, but a lot of these brownness on it, it's gonna crumple and create a lot of mess. But if you don't want it with too much, you can just kind of absorb it, and as soon as start getting this brown spots on it, take it off. That way you know that it's done. So basically what's happening inside is that all the flour mixture is getting cooked, so that's why it's creating this pocket, this air pocket. There we go. So that is the ideal cookedness or texture that I like. Just fold it in half right here, and you just take it off and put it in there, and then you can put on the other one. So the process is kind of simple, but it does require you to be agile and quick. Once that's on, you can go ahead and crinkle this up. So basically I can use my hands on this here because I know there's not a lot of pieces. Well, it is hot, so you guys can see my hands getting red. If you are sensitive to the heat, I would recommend using a towel. But there you go. That's the first one. And you just kind of fold in this little piece and just move it to the side, and then you focus on the other one. So I don't have a lot of time. I'm gonna put the video down, I'm gonna roll out the other ones, and then repeat the same process. So it's kind of redundant, but I hope you guys get the message there. All right, my friends, we're down to the last roti. So you guys can see this is the last one of the 9 roti that I made there with the 2 cups of flour. You guys can see this one here is looking fantastic. Those are the other ones there. I think I mentioned this earlier, but you can make this really giant. It takes over the whole pan, or you can make it small. Also, the ideal pan to use is a tawa. We actually don't have any here, but in Guyana I know that's the perfect type of pan to use, a tawa. But this will work for now, and this is kind of the recipe that I use. I hope you guys like it. As you guys can see, it's a simple recipe, anyone can make it. Super easy and quick. And please share this video if you know a friend who's interested in making roti or want to learn Guyanese cooking. Send it to them. Or if you have someone that has a different recipe, drop that recipe in the description below. But I hope you guys like. This is my roti for the week. You guys can see I'll enjoy that very soon. And there you go, Guyanese roti. Please like, subscribe and share this video, and hope to see you on the next video.